the door wide open. Oh, yes, there it is. The iconic Chevy. The iconic GMC. I love this thing. Well, top of the morning to you laddies. My name's the Middleman Buck, and Jinx, guess what? We got 2000 series to work, so you know what that means. It means I'm going to be trying to play catch-up with everybody in this series, because I can't ever seem to get anything on my side of this to work. But we finally got ourselves pretty much ready to go for the 2000 series. We also got to check what weather is like today, so that's what we're doing. It's 8 o'clock. We've already been up for a couple hours. But we need to go over to the kitchen, grab our toast, grab our coffee, and then we can go out and start doing some tour stuff so you guys can get an idea. As you guys can see, I am using the elk modding house, so I kind of wanted to use a different house, but in reality, the scenery, this house just looked the best. But I believe if I'm correct, it's supposed to be a high of about 56 today. That is correct. So let's go over to, in other words, a little oven warmer here. Grab our toast. Sweet. And well, I don't know why I'm climbing on the counters, but let's grab our Folgers Black Silk Coffee. Beautiful. Nice and refreshing. So, it is 34 out right now, so it's pretty chilly. So we're going to grab our jacket here quick. And we're going to start out with, in other words, vehicles. Kind of a story. I'll get you guys going here, but just so you guys can have an idea. This truck's in the garage, so I didn't want I wanted to do this before I forgot about it. My main work truck, in other words, workhorse, is going to be 2008 F450 XLT. The poll did show that you guys wanted the flatbed. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this to my buddy who owns the, in other words, like truck shop down on my side of town in Nebraska. He's on my side of the river. He's downtown somewhere. I'll take you guys there with me. But I'm going to get a flatbed installed on this thing. Should be a bedrock bed. And I will be keeping that promise. It's just that that's going to be an actual video, so you guys can enjoy that. And we might actually take that down at the end of the video. I'm not sure, but we don't have anybody to follow us, so not too sure. But let us find the side door. There is no side door, so we're going to have to leave the garage. That door is very loud. Come on. That is very loud. Okay. So the second truck, which you guys can possibly already see, is the 90s F-Series. The thing is, this is the exact truck from Hank's farm, which is another thing. I am not Hank anymore. Hank is gone, Buck is home. So this is Hank's truck. I just changed the color of it. I switched out the bed rails for a toolbox, and I changed the rims. So that is pretty much all the difference on this truck. I'm also thinking I might be adding some cab lights, not too sure. But here goes the story so you guys are not confused as heck. So the story's going to go that about a year or so ago, Hank contacts me. I am his nephew, so he contacts me about a year ago saying, "Hey, Buck, I see that you're all kind of like, growing up out of high school and all that stuff. Is there a way you could possibly move out here to just east of McGregor and possibly help me out with running the farm?" And I pretty much was able to, because I had already been open time. I always wanted to run the farm. And he had to move to Lincoln, in other words, not to a nursing home, but just so he's closer to the cities, closer to his things. And I get to, in other words, take over the farm. The thing is, I did not want his farm. So he still has his GMC and his Ford over there, but all his equipment's gone. I have his truck, and we might go over there and pick up his GMC. But I built a farm that's just north of his farm by about 1.5 miles. So we're a little bit different when it comes to location, but I love this thing, and we are going to be a hay operation. As you guys can already see, we did a video with Jake, which I can link up in the top right-hand corner, and you guys can go watch. But that's technically the story or the background of that. Beautiful little Cinderella tale. I don't necessarily know, but we are definitely got to rock that Nebraska state flag, as well as the black shirt flag. We do have the Welker Farm shed. We're really keeping it small. It's literally a house and a shed, and that's it. Now, equipment line, let's get started. First of all, we're going to start off here. We do have a, in other words, load trail. I would like to say it's an industrial trailer because it's a bright yellow. It's kind of like a Vermeer almost, which I just find that I was going to get this trailer in black, but I kind of like the yellow. So we got a nice little yellow skid steer trailer, as you would call it, but that's just going to be for hauling small stuff, maybe pallets, not necessarily bales, but just a typical transport. It's going to be a smaller of the two. Over here, we have our service part, because I didn't really want to do anything else. But I haven't decided yet if I'm going to make a gravel path that goes around here to make a loop around besides the little loop in the driveway. The big thing here, though, is that we do have a 40-foot Titan Bale trailer, or in other words, transport trailer. This is a pretty much just a big Tex, but the entire bed was completely a new model that I pretty much just reworked. I got new rims on it, new mud flaps. It is registered under Nebraska plate. So the other trailer I have, oh, and then also the lights on the back. Just a nice long Bale trailer. I'm hoping I can do that, get some nice stuff done with it, possibly help out the crew. That's my main goal here. But my secondary trailer is in this shed, which you guys can see is the pride of the prairie. This is the round bale trailer. It says it's only 14 bales, but if you really want to, you can squeeze 16 on there. It's a kind of a tight fit, but everything works. This has been redone to, in other words, fit my liking. And yeah, that's nice there. A couple of you guys were asking in the pin post, what Massey Ferguson is this? This is a 4700 series, or mine's the 4707. I got mine in the two-wheel drive configuration and the canopy. It's mainly just going to be my bushwhacker mower tractor with the HX15 Deere. I love this thing. And it's also going to be, let me jump over the trailer here. We also got a Vermeer VR 1224 rake. Very small, very simple, very American-like, which is what I like. We also have ourselves a Ski-Doo snowmobile just for wintertime once we kind of get that going, just so we can have some fun when we're not doing anything. Because if I'm a baling operation, I can't really cut hay in the winter. But I can use that field to go in there, which will go in back once we're done here. Another one of the technically workhorses, but also just big tractors in the shed, is the 4650. Now, this is from my buddy Ross. I don't know where this thing was put public, if it's just like a media fire and a Facebook, but that's where I got this tractor from, as you guys know. And this thing is kind of controversial, but this is going to be my main tractor. You guys already saw this in a video with Jake, and that is the 6135M. This is a smallest of the M series when it comes to just its, in other words, power output, but it is the newest tractor on probably the entire map. But by the time I got into this 2000 series, not gonna lie, it's probably around 2014, 2016. So this tractor would either be a prototype or it would be like its first or second year in production. So that's what I'm rolling with. Very high-end tractor, in other words, for the tier that it needs to be. We got the JCB Bale spike with a adapter plate on the front from a skid steer to front loader adapter. We also got the John Deere 568 round baler as our main baler. I was going to go with Vermeer, but everyone uses the Vermeer one, so might as well bring back the nice fancy Deere. And then we got the New Holland H8060 swather with the 416 Durabine mower head on the front. Not a lot of equipment, and definitely a small operation, but you know what? I'm fine with that. It doesn't mean I have to, sit here and just either find something to do because I don't have enough, or I don't have to sit here and contemplate how much I got to do because I have so much stuff. This entire field used to be pretty much just forestry ground, like there were all trees here. I technically missed one, so we might have to go cut one down, but this entire thing all around, kind of like that dirt area, I'm not necessarily sure how much you guys can see down there. Bottom left-hand corner, sort of that entire, like, triangular quadrant is now all grass. I have been thinking about buying a UTV. I'm not too sure. So kind of like a gator, but just a nice little landscape. I wanted to keep it humble, in other words. It's got a really steep drop-off down to the bottom half of the the yard, in other words, so kind of like a first step's a doozy, as I would like to say. You kind of go over the ledge, and then it's just a straight drop down, so not too sure how much we'll be doing that. I forgot to buy a lawnmower, I just realized that, so we'll have to go and do that sometime, but I'll have to look on, like, Craigslist or something. I don't necessarily know. But this right here is what we like to call making something work. This bush underneath, I tried plowing it up, I tried disking it up, I tried painting over it with the map editor. I could not get this one that does not have textures to go away to save my life, so I ended up just putting a giant bush over the top of it. Doesn't hide it at all, but at least makes it look better. We do have a little bit of a roundabout driveway that leads into here that you guys can that I can pop back out and around. One little path that leads to the shed over here to the main door, and then another little one that comes back over here is sort of a loop, but I'm thinking about, like I said, making a gravel path that comes over to here, possibly flatten maybe a little bit more of this out, and then because this tree line's fine, we might wrap a path around here up on top of this, because this entire thing is fine if we don't have all of this, and then it'll come around this side of the flagpole and connect over to here, so that way we can just have another way to exit, making it a little bit easier on us. But that's pretty much the entire settlement. It's like I said, it's not a whole lot, but it's just something simple, and it really makes it easy. Let's actually head over to the old farm so you guys can technically see what still is not there. But like I said, this is not going to be a massive series at all on my end. What I plan to do is I'm just going to help everyone else out, because it just feels like it's a little bit better. Apparently someone got rid of our transmission mod, so that's kind of just like there. But we're going to move on. We'll head over to Hank's place. It's still, everything is pretty much there. It's just there is no equipment and no, there's still like barns, but there's literally nothing there besides the house, and yeah. So now, it's kind of sad, but I wanted to just, I'm sick and tired of like not being able to do this series because of the fact I just kind of like stall out with having nothing to do. Like last time I tried to do alfalfa, that failed. I tried to do, mowing something. That also didn't work. I also tried doing cattle. That didn't work. It just, the hay operation, I don't want to do crops. That's the thing. Doing the crops, that's for my farming series and my other series, Lone Oaks and all that. But I do, however, get to keep Hank's hay ground, so I also plan to be using that to my advantage. So I'm believing like Jake or whoever it was, somebody does cattle on this farm. That or I can just sell the bales for profit of them. But I can help out with Jake and all that stuff when it comes to just using my equipment to help those guys. I don't necessarily know. I just kind of want to be like the handyman of the crew. That's what I like to do. This series is just about being fun. If I'm doing what I like on this series, that's all that matters. So let's get up to Hank's place, and I'll catch y'all in a second. Oh, how this place has not changed one iota. I don't remember where he kept the... I really don't remember where he kept the truck. I think he kept it in that back shed over there. Let's actually go see where that is. Because I think he said he also had the Ford tractor still here, because that's the one he bought on auction. He left his... What? Come on, Hank. Don't be leaving the door open. But I think he said the truck's down in this shed right here, if I'm correct. That is a steep drop. Okay, I don't remember that. But let us pop out here and grab my coffee. Maybe this door opens? Or he leaves the door wide open. Oh, yes, there it is. The iconic Chevy... the iconic GMC. I love this thing. Still got seeds in the back of this thing. Let's see if I can sell them. Oh, there it is. There's the old Ford. But yeah, this is about all that's left of Hank's farm besides the milk shed over there. Like I said, kind of a sad story, but we'll bring this thing back to the farm. We'll give it some loving. We'll give it a place to home. Possibly even the Ford. I mean, that or we can sell that off. I don't necessarily know. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you all so much for coming out here. As I know, again, I'm just playing catch-up, in other words, and I don't want to be doubtful that the series will work for me, but it's just that every time I try and do something in these series, it doesn't really work for me, besides like Platte Valley and, in other words, the dealership and my farm in general. Mainly the dealership, when it came to this series, was my bread and butter. So until we, in other words, get back to one of the series where I can own a dealership, I could own it in this, but I'm still technically too young in this series to do that. So be sure to stick around. Make sure you check out the Boomstick Club for all the up-to-date content from me and the gang. You already know who's all in it. And be sure to smash that like button and subscribe down below. Click that little bell to know when I'm getting notified when I post. And this is really some deja vu going down this trail, because I literally have not driven this path in probably close to 2 months now. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. This is the Rental Man out. Peace.